Friends, this is exciting. Toronto writer Tate Brombo re-examines the AIDS crisis through the lens of the supernatural in the new limited comic book series, Barbalian Red Planet. Tate joins us live this morning with more. How exciting is this? It comes out tomorrow. How are you feeling? Congratulations, Tate.
Thank you. I am over the moon. I'm so excited, or over Mars.
Well, Pud, talk to us about how this all came to be.
Yeah, so it actually came to be in a strange way. It happened through a Twitter poll in a way. I'd known Jeff Lemire for a few years now, who's kind of created this Black Hammer universe, which is his own superhero universe like Marvel or DC. But he tweeted a poll asking which characters should get their next sort of spin-off series. And I obviously selected Barbalian. And then I reached out to Jeff and pitched him the idea of this book. I knew it could be really special and powerful. I didn't expect myself to write it, but I was like, here's the story. And then a few weeks later, Jeff called me and was like, we're going to do this story. Gabriel Walta, who's our artist, is going to do the art. He's incredible. And you are going to write it. So I had to quickly compose myself. I agreed, and then had to figure out how I was going to pull it off. But yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. With the origin story, and it's all on your shoulders. Like you said, these are Eisner Award winners, which is the Oscars in comic book world. Like, this is the top of the top. And they're like, we trust you with this. And interesting, also serendipitous is the timing on this. This was supposed to come out in June. And you're saying it sort of works out best now that it was pushed with the pandemic. How come?
Yeah, well, it was supposed to come out for Pride Month. That was something that I was like, I want to do this because it's a queer hero talking about the AIDS crisis. If it lines up with Pride Month, that would be awesome. But then COVID kind of pushed it back. And while COVID pushed it back, we kind of saw a resurgence of almost like civil rights across the world, across America and Canada. And this series obviously talks a lot about queer civil rights and queer issues around policing. So all of these, and it's also around COVID, which is another virus that's come up and kind of shifted our perspective on the world. So I wasn't, when I wrote this, I wasn't expecting any of that. And then it all just kind of supported this book and its message even more.
Yeah, and why did you think it was so important to set it in the year of 1986, as you mentioned, the height of the HIV/AIDS crisis?
Yeah, well, I kind of realized that the target audience, like superhero comics, don't really deal with queer history much. They don't really deal with queer characters very much. We're getting better, but queer creators are starting to create more comics in the mainstream. So I knew this was an opportunity where I could present queer history and all of these heroic actions to an audience that may otherwise never see it. And that became important to me because this is really much more a historical fiction through the lens of the superhero and that kind of sci-fi pulp. So yeah, that was really important to me.
Good for you. And you mentioned Gabriel Walta, also an Eisner winner. In terms of working together with the art, what was that process like, that back and forth?
Yeah, so Gabriel is in Spain, and then me and Jeff are obviously here in Canada. So I kind of wrote up these scripts, these outlines. They kind of work like film or TV scripts, where I go page by page, panel by panel, typing up what I imagine happens in that scene. I include all the dialogue. It goes to Gabriel. He illustrates it. It's the most beautiful stuff. It's incredible. And then that gets pushed to Jordi, who's our colorist in Ireland, and then it goes to India, Aditya Bidikar does the lettering. So it's like really an international effort to tell this story. So it's really incredible.
That's amazing. And you already touched upon, for people who aren't familiar with Barbalian, he's not only a Martian posing as a police officer on Earth, but also is gay. So what are you hoping? You're already breaking barriers this way. What are you hoping to achieve when this issue comes out tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it opens the door for even more comics and media in general to address not only queer history, but history of marginalized people who have kind of been kept out of comics and a lot of media. I'm hoping that it will help more stories like this to be told. I for sure want to keep telling historical fiction about queer stories because really comics hasn't seen much of that, especially in the mainstream. So I'm hoping it really just adds to that effort and more stories get told.
How does it feel to be getting all this amazing feedback already, Tate? People saying you're amazing, you're the one to watch, you're a brilliant writer. That's got to feel good.
It's cool. It's scary. I need to now keep writing stuff and making stuff. But I'm just really glad it's resonating and people are connecting to this story. That's what means the most.
Congratulations. I think it's so incredible. Good for you for pitching this story and then carrying it through like this. It takes a lot of guts, and it's really important.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Issue 1 of Barbalian Red Planet is on sale tomorrow. Check your local comic shop or head to darkhorse.com. Thank you so much, Tate. Stay safe.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Dina.
Congrats. Enjoy. We'll be back with more BT right after this.